So Nathan Watts, bass player for Do I Do, Stevie Wonder. If you guys are wondering what song this is, super popular song. I wanted to talk about an element or a concept we talked about some time ago. So with the element of groove. So him playing this bass line is super repetitive, right? Very repetitive. And I talked about the simplicity of a bass line, how it can make or break a song. With this song, Nathan is playing a simple bass line, repetitive bass line, even when changing chords. To the 4, to the 5. Super repetitive. That bass line, that 3-note bass line right there, makes or breaks the whole entire song. It makes it, really, in this case. Super simple, super stupid simple. So let's break down the generalized idea of the bass line that Nathan is playing in this song. So in the key of B, root note, 6, 5. So those are your scale degrees. Those are the chord tones. So you're using the major scale. Your 6 is your A flat or your G sharp. And then the 5 will be your F sharp. So using that same formula, when you go to the 4, play the same exact thing. So now going to the 4, which is E, same exact pattern. And remember how important patterns are, right? Okay, so listen, if you're tired of struggling learning how to play bass on your own, you gotta check out Bass Nation Academy. We cover so many topics and have a ton of lessons to go along with them. We even have live interactive classes every single week. And there's so much more that we have to offer that will be available to you. And it's been amazing to be able to help thousands of bass players in their bass playing journey. So see for yourself, see what some of the members are saying. Click the link somewhere around this video to learn more about us and hopefully become a part of the Bass Nation Academy. So first, 4, go to the 5. It's the same exact pattern. So when you're starting on that root note of that chord, you're going to play 6, 5. So 1, 6, 5, and then you're going to play 4, 6, 5, and then to the 5. It sounds weird when I'm saying it out loud, but I'm saying the chord tone first, and then I'm talking about the scale degree second. So B, the 6th and the 5th, then F, then E, and then the 6th and the 5th of that, then the F sharp and the 6th and the 5th of that. Simple, easy way to remember that. Not only is the bass line repetitive, but what I want you guys to understand is the rhythm is repetitive as well. So even just reading this is kind of, confusing if you're not really, that great at sight reading or, sheet music or notation reading, but understanding the groove, understanding how repetitive it is, getting it in your internal clock. Boom, 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 boom. Da, 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 da. So you may have to stop and say, okay, this is the rhythm for the song. And throughout the entire song, that's what makes the cadence of this song. Everybody's doing boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So you may need to clap it out yourself or just make sure you spend some time on that one specific rhythm. One way you can do this is kind of keep time on your foot or somewhere else and just kind of count 4 on the floor, right? So your beats per measure is your foot, right? 1, 2, 3, clap. So you can get it internalized in your head. So when you go to translate it, and what he's using too, a little side note, he's using a chromatic line, a chromatic movement to get down to the root note. So when you go to the 4, you're playing the F sharp, F, and then the E. And he's playing that for every single time a chord changes. So for the B, next. So what he does there is chromatic line back up the opposite way, E, F sharp, F. Okay? And then is that iconic line. Missed the note there. So that iconic pentatonic line in that song. I'm debating if I want to go over that right now, but I wanted to show you guys the element, a groove element of this song. When you're listening to music, listen to the repetition, right? Repetition of the bass line, the rhythm, the beat of the bass line, and also the notes, and see exactly what it's doing. If it's super repetitive to where you can create a pattern out of every single chord change. Every time the chord changes in the song, he's playing the same exact rhythm. So the rhythm is almost more important than the actual notes, right? Ba, 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 ba. Even if I played the root note for each chord. You still get the gist of the bass line because the rhythm is there, right? Then add the notes in. You get the idea, right? So rhythm is super important to be able to get that, internalize it, and transfer it to your bass. And just make sure you're taking your time with it. Use your ear, utilize your ear in those elements. You have, okay, what is the bass doing? What is the rhythm of the bass doing? What are the notes of the bass line? Like I said, the rhythm sometimes is almost more important than the actual notes of the bass line because that's what drives the beat. That's the groove right there. The repetitiveness of that groove of the bass line rhythm is what drives the song. That is groove and rhythm for bassline structure using Do I Do by Stevie Wonder. Make sure your notes are coming out clean, clear, and precise. Make sure your bass lines have some repetitiveness to it to make it a little bit more iconic, right? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.